I begin, of course, by acknowledging the Wurundjeri and the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation as the owners of this land on which we're meeting, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. And I acknowledge any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander who is with us this evening. Well, it's lovely to be here. I acknowledge the CEO of Launch Victoria, Kate Cornick, and the CEO of Startup Vic, Julie Anderson. Thank you so much. To Deakin alum, it's a wonderful pleasure to have you all with. Deakin staff, it's fabulous to have you with us. And of course from Deakin SPARK, we have the Deakin SPARK program sponsor, Alfred Deakin Professor Sveta Venkatesh, whose original idea this was, and she walked into my office and said, it won't cost very much, it'll be very small, hardly any disruption, no one will notice. The rest is history. The program mentor, who's Kevin Murphy, who's head of facilities, and program manager, who you've just heard from, the glorious Daisy Mann, who keeps us all young and vibrant. And I do love the statistic of 113 jobs. If there's one thing that universities do see as part of their responsibility, is that we create opportunities where people can have interesting jobs and interesting work. And that's not to be part of cannon fodder for the industries of the world, but to give people respect that they can do things that are useful to them. So it's a great delight to have you with us all here. To the pitchers who are coming up just now, good luck. How bad can it be? We'll be extraordinarily critical, as we always are, but we'll be nice about it. And so you will have a very nice evening, and it will be great learning for all of us. And it's a great delight to watch the journey of innovative ideas through to successful startup. That is what this is about. And regardless of the business outcomes, there's a great deal to be said for developing your entrepreneurial spirit. And the tallest man who used to work at Deakin has just walked into the room. Chris Thompson has just walked in. You cannot creep in when you're that tall. Over here, Chris Thompson. Chris is a hero. He was the person who did the original finances for this project, and why I approved. Of course, it was all nonsense, but I agreed it. And so, Chris, it's wonderful to have you with us. Thank you for coming. He is the tallest person. He was the tallest person in Deakin. Whenever we had a Christmas party, there'd be 700 people standing around while I did the Happy Christmas thing, and there'd always be one head sort of looking around, and I'd say, Chris, where is so-and-so? And he'd go, over there. And so it's lovely to have you back with us. And so here we are. Regardless of business outcomes, there's a great deal to be said about developing our entrepreneurial spirit. It amplifies the outcomes of innovation, creativity, and of course the great gift, analytical thinking. And it gets results. And may I say, particularly this year, Daisy, how fabulous it is to see so many women in key positions of influence in entrepreneurialism here this evening. It's an excellent sign for our future. And I did note what you said about diversity. There is an unequivocal evidence that shows that companies that embrace diversity and look around this room and you see diversity, that achieves better results in terms of innovation and creativity, and it reaps the benefit in terms of the bottom line for whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's for profit, whether it's for service, or simply because you enjoy doing it. It's disappointing, however, to read the report in the Financial Review just last year reporting that in Australia, women receive just 26% of venture capital funding for startups. It's my view that diversity is not a nice to have, it's essential. It's essential and imperative for how we drive our economy by innovation, when half the population is women, that we do need to take women into account. And if we are wishing as a country to say we are the most multicultural country in the world, that we must seek diversity in all the things that we do. So welcome to you all who have come and who have and bring that difference and that different mindset and another way of looking. A good South African friend of mine there is laughing away. I saw you. In my view, we have much to do still in this way to make sure that we get where we need to. But I want to say a bit about Deakin SPARK. It was designed to give Deakin students and Deakin alumni the opportunity to see, to experience, and to relate, particularly to relate to the early stages of the entrepreneurial path. We want to make sure you have the support, funding, space, and mentoring you need to take shiny new ideas your shiny new ideas through to a solution, a process, or indeed a product. We care about entrepreneurship at this university because we know that agile and innovative graduates, agile and innovative staff are the ones who will prosper and are best positioned to continuously reinvent themselves in our fast-moving, quick evolving and digitally enabled world. We live in a place where tomorrow we have no idea what it will look like. And in fact, of course, now if someone could just check what President Trump has tweeted, I could predict what might happen in an hour or so, but not right now. It's a very fast-changing world, and that capacity to adapt and to be agile is essential in the next generation, but also in the staff that we have at the university, so that we can stay contemporary and meeting the needs of where everyone is. And so it's not just about successful startups. That's what we're doing tonight, but it's not just about that. Entrepreneurialism is an invaluable mindset for all of us. It's a mindset that can influence how we solve challenges, how we think creatively, to cultivate new ways of doing, rather than accept the way they've always been. Remember how they used to say, this is how we do things? Well, now we have permission to not listen to, this is how we do things, or I'm really sorry, but the computer says no. Entrepreneurialism allows you to challenge some of that. It's accepting that continuous improvement is imperative, to be willing to give up perfectionism, to learn about failure. We learn more from our failures, of course, always, than we do from our successes. And of course, it's about developing the precious art of negotiation. Most successful entrepreneurs instinctively get the importance of collaboration and influence their stakeholders to work together to achieve their vision. Because if you have a vision, you must negotiate to bring people with you. People will not be persuaded just because you say it is so. So here we are. It's not about being the cleverest, it's about getting the most from others and working with them to achieve your goal. By its very nature, entrepreneurialism is about solving problems, and one of the very best things with those is entrepreneurial mindset. The challenge I see for every developed country in the world is to become the challenge I see is that every developed country in the world has decided to become an ideas factory. The suggestion that we might be unique in what we're doing in Deakin SPARK, that Australia might be unique in trying to be entrepreneurial and innovative and agile, would be foolhardy. There is nowhere on the planet that is not doing that same thing, because of course we are all connected. Everybody knows everything instantly. We can hear tweets. My mother could phone me any minute now to tell me something from London. Those days, the days when that took an aerogram letter, and probably 12 or 14 days when Spater and I were no longer living at home, and you waited for those aerograms that would come, giving you news that was 15 days old, and it was precious. Those days have gone. We are now connected. The idea of a unique ideas factory has gone. So what we do does need to be special, but we are in a competitive world, and what we do must be about learning, so that everyone is enabled for whatever it is they need to do next. And so here we are. I'm very proud of what the Deakin SPARK Accelerator program has achieved in little over 3 years of operation, from humble beginnings, as we always say, from small things great oak trees grow. And I very much look forward to hearing particularly from those who are going to get up and do their little pitches tonight, the next generation of SPARK innovators, the next generations of generator of contributors to what it is that Deakin sees as its role in the world. And so while they bring in more chairs, Daisy, it is a success. You've managed to fill the room. She certainly has, I have to say, the 113 jobs booked and banked from last year. I'm now delighted to introduce Alpha Deakin Professor Spater Venkatesh. Spater is one of Australia's leading experts in pattern analysis for accelerating scientific innovation, and one of the few women entrepreneurs in Australia. Spater creates elegant solutions, not that you would understand them originally, to problems that at first seem intractable. I remember she once sent me a paper, could you just read this for me? And I redacted all the mathematical equations and then tried to read the sentences, and I sent it back and said, going to have to give me a few more verbs, and then I'll try again. And so a wonderful analyst, a great mathematician, is able to take things, identify the challenges and problems that matter in the world, then formulate solutions based on the research in machine learning and pattern recognition. No simple thing. So it's a great delight that I ask you to join with me and welcome Professor Vice-Chancellor.